Thank y'all for being here. Always good to win and get win number one right here at home on a great night for college football. Thank you everybody that showed up tonight. Band day is always a fun day, and they had the Trojan Walk rocking and they did a really good job. I was able to catch actually the end of the halftime show. It's one of the perks when you're ahead. So I thought all the bands did a great job. It was really good that we got everybody in the game. I think that's in these type games, that's always a huge positive. So many of our players work all during fall camp, a lot of them during spring ball, to get the opportunity and to get some quality reps for almost everybody that we wanted to was a huge positive, and that's going to pay off down the road. So I thought defensively, I thought we ran to the ball really well. We didn't tackle, especially in the first half, as good as we need to. But we got 4 takeaways. That was a huge point of emphasis all week. We had 0 the week before, so to get 4 was huge. Offensively, a little slow out the gates, a little slower than I would like. I thought the run game, establishing the run game early, we were bigger than they were up front. And that's a team. I told Willie after the game, they played hard. That's a group that's going to get better. Year one's hard. He knows that. He's had to rebuild some programs before, and he'll do a quality job there at Florida A&M, and they're going to get going. But we were bigger than them. We wanted to establish the run game early, and I thought we were able to do that. And then also I thought getting some touchdown passes was big for Caleb. I think that'll help him with his confidence. So quality win, one-on-one. Winning's hard. I mean, it really is. So our players is so much that goes into it. You never want to take a win for granted. So winning is difficult, and when you do win, you need to enjoy it, and we'll enjoy it tonight and worry about Nebraska starting tomorrow. Questions?
What can you do to get a faster start in 2 games where you kind of have a little bit of sluggishness coming out of the gate?
Well, you're right. I think we were trying to pay homage to the 68 team. I'm not real sure what they call it on that illegal shift. I thought we were legal, so I have to look at it. I mean, I'm sure if they called a penalty, I'm sure we were. So we got the penalty on the first play. We were trying to – that formation we lined up, I actually watched some 68 film on Thursday, and that was their base formation. They actually played in that formation almost every snap of the game, the national championship game. So we lined up in that, and then we got called for a penalty. And then really we just made a bad decision on third down. But we were able to come back second series and got a touchdown on the board and establish some run game. I thought we played with really good tempo early in the contest on offense, and that's something we're much improved at this year compared to last. Our tempo has been really good. When we wanted to play fastball, we've been able to do that in both games so far.
What you see out of your defense? Obviously, they forced turnovers. You said they flew to the ball tonight.
They did. If you look at the overall stats, especially in the first half, I thought they didn't really hit any big runs. They had some timely runs. And I didn't think we played the run game as good as we normally do. They spread us out and hit us with some outside zone, and they had a good plan for us. But we played a lot of people. We got some guys, a lot of experience that we're going to need because we're going to need to play more guys than we did a week ago. But I think that we were improved from a week ago. I still think we've got a long way to go to get back to where we've played defensively the last 2 years.
You got your both quarterbacks in there. Do you think that was an advantage, especially going into next week? Each had some.
Yeah, they did. I thought both of them did some real positive things. We got Sawyer in the game there the first to the second quarter. And he made 3 good decisions, but people around him didn't make very good plays. So he had a 3 and out, really nothing to his doing. So I was really pleased he got in there in the third quarter. Was able to throw a touchdown pass, had a couple of really nice runs. So I think he's got more confidence coming out of this game. And then we wanted to get Gunnar Watson, who's our freshman quarterback, practice a little package for him all week. So that was huge to get him in the game. The new redshirt rule, really, we took advantage of that tonight. We played a ton of people that will probably end up redshirting before it's all said and done, Gunnar being one of them. But for him to play this whole fourth quarter was huge for him.
If Tron gets knocked out of bounds on that interception, does Caleb go back in for his chance at history?
Yeah, see, you kind of gave me the heads up on that. I didn't even know that. Caleb was going to play one more series, so the answer would have been yes. I didn't realize that he was that close. He would have had history. Should have connected on one of those before half. Gave him 3 opportunities, right? I thought he did a really good job decision making down. I thought he handled the 2-minute drive really well at the end of the half. Throw some really nice balls on the outside to get touchdowns. It's funny. I remember me talking last year. Y'all kept wanting to know why Silvers didn't have any touchdowns. We were running the ball in. And so he had all these touchdown passes tonight. We only threw, I don't even know if he threw for 150 yards. It's funny.
What's the status of Jamarius and Trevion?
Yeah, they're suspended. Violation of team rules. They will not be back next week. There's some requirements they've got to meet to return, but they will not be available next week.
So talk about how DK and BJ stepped up in their absence.
They did. Well, I thought Jabir Fry did as well. I thought all three of the running backs we played. Jabir started the game. I thought he had a couple explosive runs, which he's capable of. What I'm excited about him is he's going north and south, and he's not just getting the ball on the perimeter. We've ran him up inside, and he's got stronger, and he's added weight over the last 2 years, which is huge for him. I thought BJ bounced back. Had one big blitz miss. He missed a blitz there in the 2-minute, but thought he ran the ball real effective. Took care of the ball. His ball security pad levels much improved over a week ago. And then DK got all those carries in the second half, which his first action in Division I college football. So, and I thought he did some really good things. It's positive. He's a great kid. So there's nobody proud in our program for him. He's one of the best kids we have on our team. I thought it got us going. It's actually the second of Fry's career. And we felt like we wanted to be more aggressive. That's something we really worked on in the spring. We didn't have very many opportunities last week, but we want to be a more aggressive punt return unit. And so we went after the first one, and Doug Salter did a great job freeing up Fry, and Fry got in there and blocked it.
Who was deep on the punt?
Who was deep?
Back
Ruckert was.
So you had 5 back deep and 5 blocked.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yep. Probably so. I hate these double numbers. I don't know. I don't know about a tune-up. I mean, we just need to play. The more opportunities we get to play. I watched Nebraska a little bit today. Chris told me on the radio they ended up getting beat. I think Colorado's pretty good. I've got several guys that I've worked with, or a couple guys that I've worked with that are on that Colorado staff, and I know they've got a good football team. But the more opportunities we get to play, the better. I think we got to continue. We made a lot of improvement this week, and we've got to continue to do that. I'm more worried about Troy right now than I am Nebraska or any other point. That's not a knock on Nebraska. I'm just worried about us getting better, getting us to that conference schedule.
You say a lot of teams make the biggest jump between week 1 and week 2. Do you think your team made a sufficient jump?
I think we're still a work in progress, Jeremy. I really do. I think we had a much more mature and humble approach to our second game than we did our first game. And as a coach, you have a benefit, especially as a head coach, you have a benefit of taking a broad view of everything. And I didn't think we were going to get beat like we got beat last week. But I saw some of our issues, and they manifested themselves in fall camp. And sometimes players and staff, they get locked in on what their job is. They don't see the big picture. And I thought it was clear that maybe certain aspects of our team, certain players weren't as locked in and weren't as prepared as they needed to be, and we got exposed. And I sat here last week in the same chair and said, football's humbling, and we were humbled. I thought they had their will to work was much better this week. Now, I don't think it's where we need to be. I don't think we have a championship approach yet. That's something that we've got to continue to build on. But I thought our team practiced better, prepared better, especially a more mature approach later in the week. But we still got to continue to get better. Like we need the same type of jump week 2 to week 3. We missed a lot of practice time last week. We don't practice one. We got one full day of practicing where we actually competed just because the weather here was so bad. We had Thursday and Friday was a walkthrough, but we had to practice Wednesday night late, and so we probably didn't make as big a jump fundamentally as most teams do. So I'm hoping between 2 and 3 we'll do that.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
You mentioned you had you could see the broad picture can you tell the specific players that aren't locked in? I mean, can you,
No. Here's the thing: is like when we talked about, I didn't think our defense performed in fall camp as good as we had in the past, and it's very similar to our way our offense was a year ago. Our offense came out of the gates and was really humbled against Boise. Played as bad as any game that we've played here in 4 years, and the same thing happened defensively. We had a bunch of guys returning that had played a bunch of football. Maybe they thought they'd arrived, and we got exposed. Got exposed from a technique, got exposed from an effort standpoint. And I thought some of those guys competed a lot harder tonight than they did a week ago. And sometimes you just, I just think, on that side of the ball, we got humbled, and we needed to. And we played better tonight. Still not good enough. We're going to get better. Offensively, same thing. I think where we went through some of those struggles last year offensively, some of those guys handled those situations better.